Governor Inslee signs multiple state bills, including legislation protecting abortion access and gender-affirming care. And the National Rifle Association has leveled a lawsuit at the state of Washington, saying a ban on assault weapons is unconstitutional.
And we have a look at your morning conditions, your first alert weather forecast right now.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Happy Friday, Riley.
Happy Friday to you as well, Jill. It is a beautiful day today. It's
Absolutely
going to be a beautiful rest of your day. Let's get into our first alert weather forecast. Taking a look outside. Beautiful morning in Richland, though we can't see much right now. We are going to be staying so nice and amazing and sunny today. Let's take a look at things that are impacting you. We are staying nice today. We've got a dry, with some light winds ahead. Looking forward to a hot weekend. Very exciting for our spring. For our temperatures right now, we are seeing the mid to lower 40s across our areas, upper 40s in Walla Walla so far. Beautiful morning. We're going to be raising throughout our day. For our daily planner, lots of sun ahead. 81 coming to Yakima today. In the Tri-Cities, 83 degrees, and in Walla Walla, 81 degrees. A lot of sun ahead for our day. A little bit of cloud coverage in Walla Walla. I'll have more on my full forecast. That's coming up.
Reproductive and gender-affirming care taking center stage in Washington state politics. Governor Jay Inslee signing several state bills that add protections for abortion access and gender-affirming care. The bills signed yesterday morning during a ceremony at the University of Washington campus in Seattle. In all, the legislation will protect abortion access in Washington state and support the doctors who provide that care. The measures take steps to counteract recently enacted legislation in neighboring Idaho that aims to stop people from crossing into Washington for such care.
And by this act today, we are going to make sure that the women of Washington state have access to this drug. And I'm proud that the Washington state has led the nation in doing this. And I'll be signing HB 1469, which will shield women of the state of Washington, shield them from the intrusion of other states that somehow would try to use our judicial system against this freedom right. This bill will prohibit cooperation for our state's investigations relating to abortion. Further, HB 1340 will protect health providers from having their licenses revoked or other disciplinary actions stemming from reproductive care or gender-affirming care.
The governor also signed Senate Bill 5242, which his office says eliminates deductibles for cost sharing for abortions. Governor Inslee's office says the 2023 to 2025 budget contains $15 million for abortion care. The governor plans to sign the updated budgets next month. Meanwhile, backlash against legislation the governor signed, which bans assault weapons in Washington state. Several organizations, including the NRA and one gun store in Spokane, now suing the state of Washington over its semi-automatic rifle ban. The NRA says the ban violates the Second Amendment and restricts the rights of law-abiding citizens. Court documents show Spokane gun shop Sharpshooting, along with other groups, say that semi-automatic rifles are the modern standard. They call the law unconstitutional. The lawsuit goes on to say the law violates both the Second and 14th Amendments.
And tens of millions of Americans use these every day for lawful purposes. So we brought this suit forward on behalf of NRA members and Washingtonians who, are exercising their fundamental right to keep and bear arms.
Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson says he expects the state to face lawsuits. The 2023 Tri-Citian of the Year is retired PNNL Lab Director Laura Powell. The announcement was made at the Three Rivers Convention Center last night. After retiring from PNNL, Powell was appointed to the WSU Tri-Cities Board of Regents. Powell has been an active member of Soroptimist International of Pasco Kennewick for 13 years, where she helps young women with access to education and economic empowerment. One of her biggest passions, though, is human trafficking awareness.
For me, it's been helping women and girls succeed and be able to, particularly those who are disadvantaged, to succeed and to live their dreams. And it's also been about helping to to raise awareness of child trafficking in our community.
When Powell isn't volunteering her time, she says she enjoys golfing, traveling, and spending time with her grandchildren. Japanese exchange students at Davis High School have spent their last couple of days in Yakima learning about Yakima culture. 28 students have been working to learn intricate methods of Native American beading to make ropes, keychains, and medallions while being told some of the history of the Yakima people. The assistant principal who leads the class has been beading that way for years and was excited to share it with the students.
I'm Simpson from Alaska, but I worked a lot with the Yakima tribe with the tribal school, and so I'm always promoting Native culture.
She says the students fly out today, but she's hoping to make it a tradition and share this with the next group of exchange students. An update now. In the deadly stabbings at the University of Idaho last fall, one of the roommates who was not injured will not have to return to Moscow when the suspected attacker goes on trial. The Idaho Statesman reports Brian Kohberger's legal team had made a legal demand for the roommate to appear in court for a preliminary hearing this summer, saying the roommate has information that could prove Kohberger is not guilty. But that former roommate now lives in Nevada, and she's agreed to an interview in Nevada with Kohberger's team instead. STCU and Cap KVU Local News are looking for community volunteers in Benton and Franklin counties who go that extra step helping us all. If you know someone like this, please nominate them by clicking on contests at yaktrynews.com. Every 6 weeks or so, we choose a volunteer to profile on Cap KVU Local News, and STCU awards his or her organization a $1,000 donation. Thank you for nominating someone, and a big thank you to all volunteers who make our communities stronger. We will return in just a moment, but first Riley joins us now for another quick look at weather.
It's going to be beautiful today, sunny out. We're not seeing it quite yet as the sun has not risen. 80s for all of our region. I'll have your extended forecast coming up.
And amid a national shortage of nurses, Governor Inslee hopes that the state's recent healthcare laws will attract more healthcare professionals to Washington. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
It's the Time 100 Gala. We're toasting the most influential people of the year with performances by Doja Cat and Leah Michelle. Hosted by Jennifer Coolidge, the Time 100 Gala, Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu and Disney+.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, stunning smiles for the whole family.
To start your 4-cheese mac and cheese, you want to put about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. And then while that's heating up on a medium to medium high heat, we're going to add heavy cream. And you're just going to coat the bottom of the pan. It's about a cup to a cup and a half that we're using here. And we just want the cream to get heated through and the butter to melt before we add our cheese. We use mozzarella, it gives it that nice stringiness. Parmesan, which gives it a salty and nutty flavor. Cheddar, because cheddar, you know, mac and cheese. And then I use a smoked Gouda, and that gives it its smoky, creamy flavor. You have about a 1/4 cup of each cheese in here. But you keep it moving because you don't want to burn your cream. Otherwise, you're going to have a sour milk tasting sauce, and that's not good. We're going to add our pasta. We're using macaroni noodles. This is 7 ounces by weight of cooked pasta. And you can see it's getting all incorporated. The cheeses are melting. Now we're going to turn the heat off. It's okay that everything's not completely melted and combined because this is going to go into the oven. Now we're going to put it into the pan. I'm using an oven-safe disposable pan, and it's perfect for takeout. Breadcrumbs. I'm just using a seasoned breadcrumbs. I like to top my mac and cheese with bacon. Now this is going to go into a 450-degree oven for about 6 minutes. And there's your 4-cheese mac and cheese.
Make an experience this weekend to Vapiano. Relax in the country, experience the wine, and share in the joy. Vapiano awaits you and your friends. Make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estate and Winery. Slow down, enjoy the journey.
This is a town called Basic. It's pretty hard to stand out around here. But if you pull up in a 2023 Nissan Rogue, you'll stand out before your feet even hit the pavement.
Can you make mine look like that?
anything but basic. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Get a low $399 per month lease on Rogue or get 0% financing for 36 months on select models.
Oof, gotta get rid of this.
Tell me why.
'Cause it stinks.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh?
It helps remove odors 3 times better than detergent alone.
It worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh.
This newscast sponsored by WAGRant.org. That's WAGRant.org.
Health headlines this morning. During a bill signing session yesterday, Governor Inslee referenced reports that healthcare workers are leaving Idaho to avoid an increasing number of restrictions and bans. Inslee says healthcare workers are welcome to move across the border. Hospitals have been facing a serious shortage of nurses and other healthcare workers. A new study released by the National Council of State Boards of Nursing says 100,000 nurses left the industry nationwide in just the past 2 years. The Washington State Hospital Association says the problem here isn't so much registered nurses leaving the profession. It's more that there simply aren't enough to keep hospitals fully staffed. Dozens of people are sick after a bacterial outbreak at a Seattle area hospital. It appears to have been going on for months, with the Virginia Mason Medical Center reporting 31 confirmed cases of the bacterial infection since October. The most recent confirmed case was identified on April 3rd. The medical center says it has implemented increased safety measures and notified and treated patients who tested positive for what's been identified as the Klebsiella bacteria. The medical center says while the risk of transmission is extremely low for patients, it is investigating the source of transmission and taking precautions to prevent additional cases. According to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, patients in a healthcare facility may be exposed to the bacteria through person-to-person contact or through ventilators or intravenous catheters. Federal officials say no new cases of monkeypox, now formally known as Mpox, have been reported in the U.S. this week. This is for the first time since the peak of the outbreak last year. The CDC reported more than 30,000 cases in the U.S. between May 2022 and April of this year, with 42 deaths linked to the virus. The last 2 cases were reported to the agency on April 18th. New numbers from the CDC show that fewer adults are smoking, although more people are using e-cigarettes or vape devices. The CDC surveyed almost 30,000 adults. About 11% said they're current smokers, down from about 12.5% the year before. But some doctors say the increase in people using e-cigarettes is concerning because while they may not have the same cancer risk as traditional smoking, nicotine addiction in any form can be a health concern. Coming up, the Princess Theater has recruited a math whiz to advise actors in its newest production, Proof. We'll tell you why coming up. And Riley Fitzgerald returns with a look at your First Alert forecast.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Hi, I'm David Smith.
And I'm Tori Smith, local owners of Mattress Depot USA.
We both grew up in the Seattle area.
But unlike our large competitors, we still live in this community.
We do business with local manufacturers from right here in the Pacific Northwest.
Hey, we realize that your top priority is to get a quality mattress at the best possible price. And that's what we do.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
At Bruce Heating & Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating & Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating & Air.
When great food meets delivery, people just smile. Taste and See Deli in Yakima offers delicious catering that's home cooked like family. And whether you need a dozen box lunches or 100 breakfast burritos, we've got you covered. Give us a call or stop by. Taste and See Deli.
What attracted me to working at McCurley is just how much they do for the community. And they do a lot for therapeutic riding of Tri-Cities, which I have a personal connection with. My son Caden, he has autism and he goes there. What I love most about what I do is I am a champion for my customers. We care about our customers and making sure that they get into the best and safest vehicle possible. I'm Taylor Boyce and I'm driving change at McCurley Subaru.
Find your way home in a new Subaru from McCurley Subaru, and together we can make this world a better place.
At the Blue Mountain Station Cooperative in Dayton, Washington, we offer you the Pacific Northwest's finest local products: fresh baked goods, locally grown produce, artisan cheese, fresh roasted coffee, wine, honey, and so much more. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Keep a flock healthy and happy with the largest selection of Purina around. Plus, all the equipment you need to keep the farm running right. And we have the best customer service, we really do. Northwest Farm Supply in Hermiston, Prosser, and Othello.
Whether you're looking for your next house plant, getting those spring flowers in the ground, or planting your dream garden landscape, Queensgate Gardens is the place to go. Queensgate Gardens in Richland. Let's grow together.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
This newscast sponsored by Mattress Depot, USA. Now, Cap KVUE First Alert weather.
Well, we've got a hot and sunny day ahead of us. 80s for our highs today, where the sun is starting to come out, looking over the Columbia Point Skycam in Richland. Let's take a look at our first weather forecast. Happy Friday, everyone. We have made it to the end of our work week, and boy, oh boy, we are definitely staying nice today. We've got some dry and light winds that are ahead, and we're definitely making our way into a hot weekend ahead today and into tomorrow. 80 for Yakima, 77 for Ellensburg, lower 80s for the Mid-Columbia, and in the Blues, lower 80s as well. For our futurecast, we are seeing a whole lot of nothing going on, especially today into tomorrow. Not a lot of cloud coverage that's making its way, and no showers until we get to Saturday evening. Just a few sprinkles of showers along the Cascades that are making their way just a little bit across our area. Some more cloud coverage coming for Saturday into Sunday as well. For our wind outlook, we are seeing not a whole lot of wind to start our weekend, and then we are peaking a little bit for that wind on Sunday, settling down through the work week, making our way 5 to 15 miles per hour. Not a whole lot of wind for our area. For our temperature trend, we are 12 degrees above our average for Friday, 17 degrees above average for our Saturday. That is a hot weekend that's ahead. We're settling down for our Monday, raising back way above average for the rest of our work week next week. It's going to be definitely a hot weekend ahead and into our next work week. For our temperatures tonight, we are staying warm and cool. These are kind of what our highs were looking like for last week. The lower 50s into the mid 50s, staying nice and warmer than we've been definitely for tonight. For our 7-day forecast in Yakima, 80 degrees for Friday, 87 for Saturday, 80 degrees for Sunday, dropping a little bit into our Monday, raising back throughout the rest of the week. Definitely some sun for our weekend ahead. Very, very exciting. For the Tri-Cities, we're seeing the upper 80s this weekend, settling down to the lower 70s to start our work week and raising back for our midweek. When was the last time we saw this many 80s on our forecast? It is very, very exciting. In Walla Walla, starting with the sun today, 85 for tomorrow, 80 for Sunday, dropping for Monday, but raising back up as we get through the rest of our work week. It is a hot and sunny day that's ahead for today and for tomorrow, and even a hotter day that's coming tomorrow. It'll start to cool off a bit for the start of our next work week, but we are starting to feel like spring. It's very exciting. Have a great Friday.
Art and math. You may think these topics have little to do with each other, but the Princess Theater in Prosser is bringing the two together. The play Proof opens tonight, and math is a strong plot line throughout. For this production, the theater has brought in a dramaturg. That's a person who can bring context and help ensure the accuracy of the production. In this edition of Artbeat, I spoke with the research scientist advising the actors in Proof.
This is like a symphony to me. There's a certain beauty about it, and there's a certain...
Greg Schenter is a research scientist at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory.
So I do chemistry, physics, and mathematics to try to understand phenomena at a very fundamental level. Here's an example of an elliptic function.
And now he's taking his passion for math
There's an elliptic function.
and applying it to the theater.
Yeah, I wrote down a lot of the things. Yeah, what is real?
Recruited by friend and director Ted Miller to serve as a dramaturg for the Prosser Princess Theater's production of Proof.
Early on in the process, as I was preparing and planning and building my production team, realized that many actors and people in the arts aren't necessarily mathematicians, and yet these characters have a love and an understanding of mathematics that is like artists and beauty and that sort of thing.
Schenter has been able to share that love and understanding with the actors and even advised on the accuracy of a promotional poster.
Ted showed me an early version of the poster, and it turned out to be a lot of generic physics equations. I said, wait a minute, that's not mathematics, that's physics. And so I distinguished between mathematics and physics.
And the play isn't only about math. Proof tells the story of the daughter of a mathematical genius who she cared for through mental illness.
It's just a beautiful story that I like to say explores the themes of gender, of genius, of mental illness through the beauty of mathematics.
If you don't have the same love of math that Schenter does, not to worry. There are plenty of relatable themes for audiences to appreciate.
It's the first time in the Princess Theater's history that a dramaturg has been used. It's also director Ted Miller's first time directing at the Princess Theater. He will be hosting a drinks and dialogue with the director before Saturday evening's performance. Well, he held the dubious title of grandfather of trash TV. Media personality Jerry Springer has died. Springer hosted a reality talk show named for him until it ended its run in 2018. He admitted that the show had no redeeming social value other than escapism. He also served one term as the mayor of Cincinnati. Jerry Springer was 79. Now to the NFL draft. The first round kicking off last night in Kansas City, Missouri. This year's draft was incredibly uncertain, but now we have the answers so many have been waiting for. ABC's Rena Roy breaks it all down from Kansas City.
Good morning. This was life-changing for some of the nation's top college football stars, now taking that big leap into the NFL, what they've been working so hard for. First pick overall, no surprises there. Alabama quarterback Bryce Young selected by the Carolina Panthers. Next up, another star QB, CJ Stroud, headed to Houston. All eyes also on the other top two QBs, Anthony Richardson going fourth to the Colts and Will Levis falling outside of the top 10. Jalen Carter going 9th overall to the Philadelphia Eagles. There was so much excitement with some diehard fans traveling from around the country to support these prospects and their teams, and a beautiful posthumous tribute to the 3 University of Virginia players who were shot and killed on a charter bus after returning back to campus from a field trip last year. Their families welcomed on stage for an emotional honorary induction into the NFL. And this round was just the beginning. Rounds 2 and 3 kick off tonight when more prospects find out what their future in football looks like. Rena Roy, ABC News, Kansas City.
Cornerback Devin Witherspoon with the 5th overall pick in the NFL draft. Witherspoon was the Big Ten Defensive Back of the Year last season. He was an All-American and had more interceptions than touchdowns allowed in his career. They also selected Ohio State wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba with the 20th overall pick. Smith-Njigba is considered to be the top wide receiver in the draft and will pair with Seahawks star receiver DK Metcalf. Smith-Njigba has the most receiving yards in Ohio State history. He also holds a bowl game record with 347 receiving yards in the 2021 Rose Bowl. The NFL draft will continue with rounds 2 and 3. Seattle has a pair of second-round picks and a third-round pick. You can watch the second round of the draft at 4 o'clock tonight on Cap KView. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, a 7th grader in Michigan is being heralded as a hero after he leaped into action to save a bus full of kids.
What attracted me to working at McCurley is just how much I do for the community. And they do a lot for therapeutic riding of Tri-Cities, which I have a personal connection with. My son Caden, he has autism and he goes there. What I love most about what I do is I am a champion for my customers. We care about our customers and making sure that they get into the best and safest vehicle possible. I'm Taylor Boyce and I'm driving change at McCurley.
Find your way home and help make an impact in our community in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet.
Your son is right here. Can you please stand up?
From the hit television series on E! Entertainment.
He just said to me, "That's my mother. I just saw him lean down and kiss you."
Meet Matt Frazier, America's top psychic medium, for a special evening of live psychic readings.
He says to me that here in this world, you are always on him and on him and on him and on him.
For more event and ticket information,
I really hope this is helpful.
and to meet Matt Frazier, visit meetmattfrazier.com. Matt Frazier, America's top psychic medium.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
From Cap Cay View, Apple Valley Eats.
The next time your jaws are aching for a really great seafood dinner, where would you rather be?
I'd rather be at Sea Galley. Now, isn't that a good idea? At Sea Galley, we have lobster and clam chowder and shrimp. At Sea Galley, you don't need to wait for the weekend. We offer 3 cuts of slow-roasted, juicy prime rib 7 days a week. And don't forget, we offer our all-you-can-eat salad bar. Or the Shipwreck Lounge with local beers, wines, and a variety of signature drinks. And don't forget, we've got crab legs. Come on down to Sea Galley.
So come get your crab legs tonight.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Take flight over a museum of trains on Fly the Northwest Tuesday.
Time right now is 5:28. Welcome back. Shocking video this morning shows a middle school student jumping into action when a school bus driver had a medical emergency.
The incident happened in Warren, Michigan Wednesday. The district said the driver became lightheaded and lost consciousness while driving the students home. 7th grader Dylan Reeves noticed the situation, jumped from his seat, grabbed the steering wheel, and helped get the bus to a safe stop.
He also directed others to call 911. Police and fire crews were able to quickly catch up to the bus to help. Police said no one was hurt. The driver is recovering in the hospital. The district superintendent said Reeves' actions were, quote, an extraordinary act of courage.
And in my 35 plus years of education, this was an extraordinary act of courage and maturity on his part. He jumped up from his seat, threw his backpack down, ran to the front of the bus, grabbed the steering wheel, and brought the bus to a stop in the middle of the road.
That is so incredible, and just the quick thinking on his part.
Quick thinking for a 7th grader, and I hope all is well for that bus driver as well.
Absolutely.
100%. Well, let's take a look at your first alert weather. Taking a look at the Skycam. Oh, the sun is out. We are starting to see the very not so cloudy day that we're going to have ahead. I'll have your first alert weather forecast coming up.
And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, more and more politicians are throwing their hat into the presidential ring. A snapshot of the 2024 presidential campaign next. And while this is happening, the nation is still awaiting a solution on the debt ceiling. And economists are worried about the effect a default would have on Americans.
In today's Tech Bites, PlayStation VR 2 is headed to retailers. Right now, the pricey headset is only available directly through Sony. Reports say it will be in stores sometime next month, but nothing is confirmed. Also, no word on where the headsets will be sold. Next, Microsoft's new Phone Link for iOS feature lets iPhone users connect their phones to Windows 11 PCs. The company says it provides basic iOS support for calls, messages, and access to contacts. All Windows 11 customers should have access to the feature by mid-May. And YouTube Music has officially rolled out podcasts on all of its platforms. Now users will be able to start listening on the main app, then continue on YouTube Music. The podcast will be available regardless of whether a listener has a YouTube Premium subscription. I hear podcasts from piano players are flawless. They never commit a major error. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Meet the Outdoorsies, Wayfair's outdoor deal experts. The gardener goes to Wayfair for gardening basics that aren't so basic. The entertainer, her place might look expensive. Don't let it fool you. And me, the lounger. I get just what I need with a tap on the Wayfair app. Get outdoorsy for way less at Wayfair.
Wayfair, you've got just what I need.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin Formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
It's time for a new kind of diamond. The You're Always There For Me diamond. The You're My Inspiration diamond. The diamond that honors every side of her. Diamonds by Pandora. Exquisitely beautiful, lab-created diamonds. Happy Mother's Day.
Some surprising names are entering the 2024 presidential race as the tension heats up between political rivals. And economists are concerned about what could happen to the American people if the nation defaults on its debt.
And we have a look at your morning conditions, your first alert weather forecast right now.
From KapKView Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And Riley, we have a beautiful weekend in store for us.
We do. It's going to be hotter than we've seen for the last couple weeks. I mean, we're getting into the 80-degree temperatures for today and tomorrow. Let's get into our first alert weather forecast. Happy Friday, everyone. We are having a fantastic day, staying nice. We've got a dry day with some light winds, and we're looking forward to that hot weekend that's ahead. Taking a look at our temperatures for today, Yakima is seeing a whole lot of sun, 80 degrees for the rest of your day. Beautiful and hot and definitely very sunny. For the Tri-Cities, sunny as well, making our way to 83 degrees for the Tri-Cities. Hot one as well. Walla Walla is seeing 81 degrees. It's a hot day today. Definitely going to be a hotter day tomorrow. All of our temperatures are raising between 4 and 7 degrees, and I'll have more on my full forecast that's coming up.
Thank you, Riley. Tough new talk in the race for 2024. The insults are flying, and one long shot Democrat is telling us why he thinks he can beat President Biden. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
It's still very early in the campaign season, but last night, President Biden and Vice President Harris held a virtual campaign strategy call, pinpointing guns and abortion as two issues they'll be emphasizing going forward.
This is about our freedoms. MAGA Republicans are trying to take us backwards.
Former President Trump was in New Hampshire addressing his many legal troubles.
I fly over a state that happens to be Democrat-run. They send me a subpoena to go before a grand jury. These people are sick. They're weaponizing that stuff.
Trump slamming Biden's record on crime and the border and mocking the campaign video Biden released this week.
Prepackaged video that took supposedly 7 takes to get it right, if right is what you want to call it.
Republican candidate Nikki Haley also questioning Biden's competence, suggesting Biden, who's now 80, may not live long enough to finish a second term.
If you vote for Joe Biden, you really are counting on a President Harris, because the idea that he would make it until 86 years old is not something that I think is likely.
Meanwhile, another Democrat in the race, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., sat down with ABC's Lindsay Davis, speaking about his background in environmental law and why he thinks he can take on Biden.
I think I know more about how to fix regulatory agencies than any other politician in this country, because I've spent 40 years suing them.
Kennedy, known for his anti-vaccine rhetoric, is a long shot.
Author Marianne Williamson is also running for the Democratic nomination. As for the Republicans, there are now 5 candidates, not including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis or former Vice President Mike Pence. They're expected to announce their decisions by summer. The Senate is calling for a watchdog probe into the CIA's handling of sexual assault cases. The letter from the Senate Intelligence Committee asking for an immediate investigation into those sexual assault cases came Wednesday, with Chairman Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner and Vice Chair Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio writing that they're concerned about the nature of the allegations and the CIA's response. The request comes after the House Intelligence Committee said earlier this month it was investigating the clandestine agency's handling of sexual assault and harassment cases. That probe also comes as multiple female CIA employees said the agency is discouraging women from filing sexual misconduct complaints. A CIA spokesperson said they would not comment on the investigation. The U.S. debt ceiling drama has yet to reach the final act, and there's no sign of any comic relief. President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy haven't come to terms on how to raise the financial ceiling. And unless that changes, some analysts say American living standards could be affected. John Lawrence reports.
The United States reached its $31.4 trillion spending limit on January 19th. And that's when the battle in the Beltway began.
This power struggle between Democrats and Republicans, and frankly between Republicans and Republicans, could lead to the first default in a major advanced economy since the Great Depression and World War II.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's 320-page Limit, Save, and Grow Act, which passed through the House, raises the debt limit, but trims the budget.
The polls are overwhelmingly showing that they want cuts in spending in order to raise the debt ceiling. We've done the responsible thing, and the president and the Senate need to accept that.
President Joe Biden and most Democratic lawmakers aren't interested.
The discussion on the debt ceiling ought to be agree to raise the debt ceiling, period, end of story. And tell us about when you want to schedule discussions on the budget. They ought to be separate.
If an agreement on the debt ceiling isn't reached by summer, officials say treasuries could tank, interest rates spike, the dollar sinks, and global economies reel.
The banking system, particularly small and medium-sized banks, still have a lot of losses on their books simply because interest rates went up a lot.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the debt ceiling deadline could come as soon as June. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Economists at Goldman Sachs say 10% of the country's economic activity would come to a halt and many jobs could be lost. Well, Riley Fitzgerald is here now with a look at your forecast.
It's looking beautiful outside. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow. We'll be tracking the conditions for the next couple hours and more details about what to expect coming in your First Alert weather forecast.
And online marketplace giant Amazon reports surprising profits despite laying off record amounts of workers.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, one sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
There's no other word quite like home. Not house, not residence, not dwelling. Because it's more than any specific place. It could be in the team spirit that keeps your heart pounding the whole drive over the mountains. It could be in the friendships that make you do one more lap around the park. Or make you able to laugh at yourself. It's a feeling, a belonging. And that's really different for everyone. So while we can't define what home is to you, what we can do is help you get there.
Find your way home in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet and online at McCurleyChevrolet.com.
Make your first move with battery power made by Steel. Right now, save $50 on the FSA 57 battery trimmer. Real Steel. Find yours.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
The start of 2023 has been good for online retailer Amazon, but not as good for thousands of its workers. The e-commerce giant reported a profit of $3.2 billion in its first quarter. That's a huge jump from the losses it took a year ago and far exceeded analysts' expectations. Amazon predicts the year will only get better for it. The company forecasted its second quarter net sales will grow between 5% and 10% from the same period the year before. That means it will be between $127 billion and $133 billion. The news comes as Amazon lays off thousands of workers as it ramps up cost-cutting measures. Back in March, Amazon said it would cut 9,000 jobs after it said in January that it was eliminating some 18,000 positions. Anheuser-Busch is explaining leadership changes in the wake of the controversy over its partnership with a transgender social media influencer. A company spokesperson says two of the executives from the Bud Light marketing team are taking leaves of absence. According to a statement, conservative media targeted one of the executives, Bud Light's vice president of marketing, Alyssa Heinerschild, and she decided to take a leave of absence. A second executive named Daniel Blake is following suit. The personnel decisions follow the company's collaboration with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney on 2 Instagram posts this month. The posts immediately drew right-wing backlash, with some conservative celebrities calling for a boycott. The company reportedly experienced a drop in Bud Light sales in the wake of the backlash, though Anheuser-Busch has not confirmed that information. Coming up, severe weather across the nation has taken its toll, leaving dozens of families hurt and without shelter. And we'll return with a look at your First Alert weather forecast. That's next.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
100% ribeye beef in a burger. Yep, 100% ribeye beef in a burger. My Ribeye Steakhouse burgers, all the flavor of a juicy ribeye steak in a burger. Did I mention they're made with 100% ribeye beef?
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Homeowners, Washington is moving to renewable power. Consider an investment in green energy. Rooftop solar with Solar Power Northwest, a true one-stop shop. Solar Power Northwest, a better way to solar.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $22.50 total cash allowance on a 2023 Silverado with a turbo high output engine. See your community Chevy dealers.
My legendary mozzarella sticks are back, and they come with, wait for it, keep waiting, marinara sauce. You asked for it, you got it. You can thank me later. Get them as part of my mini munchies for just $3.50.
Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. We're taking a live look outside the Columbia Point Skycam in Richland. It's looking like a beautiful cloudless morning. Let's get into our full weather forecast. Happy Friday, everyone. We have made it to the end of our work week, and boy, oh boy, we are definitely staying nice today. We've got some dry and light winds that are ahead, and we're definitely making our way into a hot weekend ahead today and into tomorrow. 80 for Yakima, 77 for Ellensburg, lower 80s for the Mid-Columbia, and in the Blues, lower 80s as well. For our futurecast, we are seeing a whole lot of nothing going on, especially today into tomorrow. Not a lot of cloud coverage that's making its way, and no showers until we get to Saturday evening. Just a few sprinkles of showers along the Cascades that are making their way just a little bit across our area. Some more cloud coverage coming for Saturday into Sunday as well. For our wind outlook, we are seeing not a whole lot of wind to start our weekend, and then we are peaking a little bit for that wind on Sunday, settling down through the work week, making our way 5 to 15 miles per hour. Not a whole lot of wind for our area. For our temperature trend, we are 12 degrees above our average for Friday, 17 degrees above average for our Saturday. That is a hot weekend that's ahead. We're settling down for our Monday, raising back way above average for the rest of our work week next week. It's going to be definitely a hot weekend ahead and into our next work week. For our temperatures tonight, we are staying warm and cool. These are kind of what our highs were looking like for last week. The lower 50s into the mid 50s, staying nice and warmer than we've been definitely for tonight. For our 7-day forecast in Yakima, 80 degrees for Friday, 87 for Saturday, 80 degrees for Sunday, dropping a little bit into our Monday, raising back throughout the rest of the week. Definitely some sun for our weekend ahead. Very, very exciting. For the Tri-Cities, we're seeing the upper 80s this weekend, settling down to the lower 70s to start our work week, and raising back for our midweek When was the last time we saw this many 80s on our forecast? It is very, very exciting in Walla Walla. Starting with the sun today, 85 for tomorrow, 84 Sunday, dropping for Monday, but raising back up as we get through the rest of our work week. It is a hot and sunny day that's ahead for today and for tomorrow, an even hotter day that's coming tomorrow. It'll start to cool off a bit for the start of our next work week, but we are starting to feel like spring. It's very exciting. Have a great Friday.
Thank you, Riley. Now to weather happening farther from home. Parts of the Midwest are bracing for flooding along the Mississippi River, the second highest on record in some areas. But first, severe storms hitting the south. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
This morning, parts of the Florida Panhandle facing a major cleanup after multiple tornadoes.
Shelter now. Shelter now. Not a question. Do it now. You got a tornado moving in your direction.
The National Weather Service reporting an extremely dangerous tornado hit near Tallahassee. And these homes in Hosford, Florida, destroyed, their roofs ripped off, trees snapped in half. An hour away in Panama City Beach, at least one person was struck by lightning, hail pounding down on the area. Other parts of the state hit by massive hail one day earlier. Golf ball-sized hail also pounding parts of Georgia, knocking out power. The same storm system brought 4-inch hail to Dublin, Texas Wednesday, livestock running for cover. And this morning, we're learning more about 2 boys nearly killed in a lightning strike in Fort Worth.
I thought I had lost my voice, honestly. It's the worst feeling you can ever.
What happened?
Security video captured neighbors running to help after 13-year-old Jaden and his 7-year-old brother were standing near a tree hit by lightning. It knocked them both unconscious, and doctors believe it briefly stopped Jaden's heart.
It went black. I woke up in an ambulance, and I guess I fell asleep, and I woke up here. Apparently, I died last night and came back to life.
As those storms head toward the northeast today, the Midwest is watching the rising Mississippi River, fed by melting snow, turning streets into rivers in towns like Moline, Illinois, and Davenport, Iowa. And this video shows homes underwater in southwest Wisconsin. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And as Andrew Dimbert mentioned, severe weather caused the popular pier at Florida's Panama City Beach to be closed Thursday. A 33-year-old tourist is in critical condition after getting struck by lightning there. Officers say he was receiving CPR from a bystander when they arrived. EMS was immediately dispatched and he was taken to Bay Medical Center, where he remains in critical condition.
The storm kind of started rolling in, and they called everyone off of the pier due to the lightning. And there was 2 men walking down the pier, and lightning struck the first time a little bit behind them and missed, and they kind of hunkered down. And then within about 5 or 10 seconds, the second one hit, and it actually struck one of the men, and it was a pretty bad situation.
When we come back, solidarity between one Virginia woman and her chunky new cat, as she promises that both of them will go through their weight loss journey together.
My son-in-law, Dr. Barrientos, and myself took over this practice in 2013. Our philosophy is that the power that made the body heals the body. As we remove the interference to the nervous system through chiropractic adjustments, then the body can take over and heal. We use several different techniques in our office. Many of our patients come to us after having minor pains and discomforts. Some are caused by falls, some are caused by motor vehicle accidents, work injuries. We treat all of those things here at our office and see very good response to those treatments.
So here at Westside Chiropractic Center, we offer Invisired, which is the only FDA-cleared IRB clinically proven device to provide weight loss reduction, fat reduction, and inch loss. And we are able to target fat, cellulite, stretch marks, and all that kind of stuff, all in this matter of 12 sessions, which ends up helping you lose anywhere between about an inch per session. And we also offer spinal decompression, which is a mechanical traction of the spine. We help all kinds of people, anywhere from your soccer mom that's stressed out about the holidays to those poor people that are in a car accident or an LNI injury, so that they're able to continue to go to work or continue to function in society.
Ensuring your loved ones are taken care of is so important, but finding the time to help can be challenging. That's where Visiting Angels comes in. Our compassionate caregivers and Visiting Angels team can manage the day-to-day in-home assistance your loved ones need. We offer award-winning care on your terms. Nationally known, locally owned. Call us today at 509-582-7800 for a free consultation, or visit us online at visitingangels.com/Kennewick.
What's important to me when I look for a place to work is somewhere that shares the same morals and values that I have. What attracted me to working at McCurley is just how much they do for the community. And they do a lot for Trot, therapeutic riding of Tri-Cities, which I have a personal connection with. My son Caden, he has autism and he goes there, and I just was like, you know what, McCurley would be the best place for me to work. What I love most about what I do is I am a champion for my customers. Like, hey, I'm here to help you get into the best vehicle possible, the vehicle that works for you, and I'm gonna listen to you. Everything that you're needing, I'm gonna help you and find that for you. We care about our customers and making sure that they get into the best and safest vehicle possible. I'm Taylor Boyce, and I'm driving change at McCurley Subaru.
Find your way home in a new Subaru from McCurley Subaru, and together we can make this world a better place.
The best way to end your day. Friends, tonight at 11:05.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's take a look close to home. We're seeing 78 degrees for Ellensburg, beautiful high 70s. For the Yakima Valley, we're seeing the lower 80s. Beautiful temperatures, a little bit of cloud coverage over there. In the mid-Columbia, we're seeing the lower 80s as well. And in the Blues, we're seeing the lower 80s, a few upper 70s. It's shaping up to be a hot day today. That's your close to home forecast. We'll have a look at your extended first alert weather forecast coming up.
Well, a Virginia woman who adopted a 40-pound cat named Patches is dieting in solidarity with her kitty.
She's also putting them both on an exercise routine, as CNN's Jeannie Moose reports.
No wonder the cat got my tongue.
Yes, this is Patches.
The nearly 40-pound cat just got a new owner, and together they're going on a weight loss program.
Well, we're going to do it together. Although the vet pointed out to me that I don't need to lose 50% of my body weight, he does.
Patches was surrendered by his previous owner to Richmond, Virginia Animal Care and Control, the biggest cat the shelter ever encountered. They put him up for adoption, describing his body as gloriously gluttonous. Kay Ford won the right to take Patches home. It took two to carry his cage, after writing that she wanted to go on the weight loss journey with him.
Is he heavy on your lap? The blood circulation hasn't been cut off yet. He's actually kind of comfy.
Wrote one fan on Patches' Facebook page, "I desperately want to put my face in his belly." Others have created memes like the Meowna Lisa. After the first week,
Oh, thank you.
Kay and Patches had bonded. So what if he can't fit through the door to the cat bed? He will eventually.
It's okay, honey. I'm not laughing at you.
The first stop in Operation Lose Weight was a trip to the vet. Patches is already slimming down.
38.8? Okay. That's awesome.
Tests indicate there's nothing wrong that diet and exercise won't fix. The cat weighs 5 times more than Kay's Yorkshire Terrier. When it comes to weight loss goals,
Let's say a year from now, someone says to you, "What's new, pussycat? What do you hope to be